of you. After the COVID-19 pandemic wreaking havoc across the world, now the world is opening up little by little. Canada actually they adopted a very scientific approach to face this problem, and they relied only on vaccination program and the lockdowns, and they now are opening up stage by stage, and we are expecting the country to be fully open, if not for within next weeks, it should be within next few months. With that, Canada will work on the economic development programs. For that, they need skilled people from around the world, the cream of the crop from around the world, and they use the federal skilled worker program to get the cream. Now, federal skilled worker program has been steady, especially with the express entry system since January 2015, nearly 7 years. Now, the requirements for the applicants to meet have not been changed, but sometimes they have actually made it a bit easier for them with some adjustments. Canada, unlike many other countries who have either shut down the programs or made it like practically impossible to get the permanent resident visa, Canada has been solid, and Canada has not moved the goalpost when the applicant is about to hit the goal. Now, at Zenith Immigration, we need to deliver results. However, we can determine our criteria, our Zenith criteria, only based on the past few months and sometimes 1 or 2 year behavior of the program, the patterns, the selection thresholds, the risks, and all these are taken into consideration when we determine which clients we are accepting as our clients, so that we can deliver results as we have been doing for the past 21 years. Now, with the demand for Canadian visa programs getting higher, even if the Canadian government has not announced any decrease of the number of people taken into Canada, actually they have announced that they want to get more people. Now, however, with the demand, this is a supply and demand thing, and when there are more applicants from around the world, then the points threshold, the selection threshold go up. The selection threshold is not set by the Canadian government, but because of the high demand, it goes up. Now, to face this change in situation, because now about 2 years back, even with 440 something points, even 436-7 points, you would have got directly selected and got an ITA, invitation to apply for permanent resident visa. However, the situation has changed now. The latest draw threshold was 468, and however, there have been no draws for the last few months because of the COVID situation. Canada is closed. As I mentioned, we expect it to resume within the next few weeks or months. Now, we at Zenith Immigration, in order for our clients to get directly selected, we need at least 8 for listening IELTS general test results, and other 3 bands, 7 each at least. And ideally, we want them to get 8.5 for listening and 8 for reading and 7.5 each for the other 2 bands. Now, with that, you need to have a master's degree, also 3 years of work experience. However, there could be other applicants who can do even without a master's sometimes, and also even if your age is up to even 38, 39, you could make yourself eligible and also get the Canadian permanent resident visa through one emerging path, that is by learning the Canada's one of the official languages. We know that for Sri Lankans, English is the main language, and Canada has two official languages, that is English and French. Now, if you commit yourself to study French at least 3 hours online studies and about 4 hours a week, per week, 4 hours about self studies, that is in total at least 7 hours per week, then we have clients, we have guided them, and they have made it happen within about 1.5 years, and they have added 62 important points to their CRS score. Now this makes a world of a difference to their future. Now let me give more details about this French path. Actually, why French is so important to Canada is because Canada is predominantly an English speaking country. However, there is one province, that is Quebec province, that is predominantly French speaking province. Now the Quebec province has the right to actually become a separate state. However, since Quebec and all the whole country, they all feel that being together as one country is good for them than becoming two separate states, and they make themselves like feel welcome in other areas also, like with for example, even in English speaking provinces, you can get services in French. Now for that, in the English speaking provinces also, you need French speaking people. Now that's why even immigration programs out of Quebec province also they promote French. I mean, points, they are giving extra points for the French knowledge. So because of this, we expect that French knowledge is going to be a key factor in the future in order for an applicant to get a better chance. And so let me give like point scenarios. Now there are levels, like in IELTS, like there are levels. Now A1 level is like 3.5 reading and 4.5 listening, and each for writing and speaking level in IELTS, in English level. Now that is A1 level. Now if you can reach A1 level, and we have a program designed for that at Zenith Immigration, online program. Within 2 months, you can reach the A1 level, and A1 level will add you no points for the federal skill worker program. However, for Saskatchewan provincial program, it could add 2 points. Now A2 level, to reach A2 level, you have to study for about 7 months, at least 7 hours per week. And then with A2 level, you can add 4 points. Now, beauty of this program is if you reach B2 level, that is about 6 each in IELTS level. And we have clients with us who have reached that within 1.5 years with committed studies. And they have added 62 critical points to the CRS score. Now 62 points actually could make a huge difference to your chances with the popular federal skill worker program. Now other than that, as I mentioned, Saskatchewan also province is also giving additional points, and also Ontario province. Ontario province has also a provincial program, but they have a demand list. Some occupations are in demand. However, if the applicant has B2 level French, there is no demand list. Demand occupation list, even whether you are an admin assistant or a manager, an accountant, whoever, and you all get the same treatment with B2 French level with the Ontario program also. Now, other than that, in the province of Quebec also with B2 level, you may get other opportunities through Quebec province as well to get the Canadian permanent resident visa. Now, As I mentioned, this program is becoming popular, and getting the Canadian passport and getting the dual citizenship, if you think it is so important for your future, your children's future, and getting the citizenship, like after you have lived in Canada for 3 years within the last preceding 5 years, then you can get the citizenship, and with that you can get the dual citizenship as well. Now, with this, in the scenario, we have designed a program. Actually, what we have seen is this conventional French learning programs in Sri Lanka. We have seen in some institutes, but there are programs, in class programs, but they don't work for most of our clients, and they say no, we can't get results. Because of that, we have come up with our own program. For that, we will my staff will do a Facebook post and other advertisements with the details of that program soon, and you can get the details about the program. And we deliver, we strive to deliver results within 1.5 years with the proof of our clients who have added 62 points. Now, another thing. Now, I have seen there are so many people coming to me asking whether can we go as a student and add points in Canada. Yeah, but we do not provide that service for mature students. However, that can be done, but you have to compare the cost and the time taken for this. Now, in order for you to get sufficient number of points through that, now you have to study for 2 years generally in Canada. Now, before you get to Canada, getting the spot in a university and all these things, and also there are no intakes always. It could take 8 to 12 months before you go to Canada to start studying. So it's about, say, 1 year you have to leave for that. Then you study for 2 years. Then most of the time you have to work in Canada for 1 year to get that additional points. So this is about 1 year you are waiting here before you go to Canada, and another 2 years you study, and another 1 year you work there, and then you have to apply. So altogether it would take about 5 years before you get the Canadian permanent resident visa, and the cost would be about $28,000 to 35,000 Canadian dollars. That's about 4.6 million rupees to 5.8 million rupees plus other expenses. So it could even run up to around 9 million or even 10 million in rupees. Now, however, with this French program we are giving at Zenith Immigration, this is a new thing we are introducing to our clients. You can, if you must be committed, right? This does not come like easy. You must be committed, but the commitment is at least 3 hours online studies and from home, then 4 hours of self studies at least, and then within 1.5 years. Sometimes, if you need only few points, even within 2 months or 7 months, you can make it happen. But to add 62 points, you have to study at least 1.5 years. Then the net cost would be around 150,000. So this is, now see do the comparison. Now, if you go as a student, and also there's a risk whether you will get the visa as a mature student. So the visa officers don't look at your profile in a very positive manner, and there's always a risk. Now, even if you get the visa, it would cost you about even everything, about 8, 9, 10 million rupees and about 5 years. Now, with the French path, if you are committed, you can make it happen. You can add 62 points within 1.5 years, and with the processing and everything, within about 2.5 years, you can hopefully get the permanent resident visa if everything goes well. Now, this is scenario between 5 years and 2.5 years, and 10 million against 150,000 rupees. So, with our experience with our clients and the costs and the risks involved, my recommendation is that you commit about 1.5 years in Sri Lanka and at critical 62 points rather than taking the harder path, that is the student visa path. And with that, I also want to say there are other requirements that you should meet, as I mentioned, I think earlier. That is at least 8 for listening and 7 each for the other 3 bands. And however, with the French language knowledge, you can even apply even when you are 39 years. And so we accept clients between 20 to 40, 38 for this program. And also, sometimes for some applicants, you don't have to have a master's degree, even sometimes with 1 year experience. So, but we have to determine whether you need only 1 year qualification or 3 year qualification, bachelor degree or 3 year diploma or master's, or whether you need like a higher IELTS result like 8.5 listening or 8 listening. So it all depends on the each client's background, their age, the experience, and sometimes even the occupation they are in. So that has to be determined with care. So that is basically all about the French language path, which could add points to your profile to boost your chances in getting the Canadian permanent resident visa. All the best.